Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're watching. Welcome to another edition of Crime Time with DutyRon, a retired New York City police detective with 20 plus years of law enforcement. And guys, if you like all things true crime related from a police perspective, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you will get all things DutyRon when I go live. Guys, today we're going to talk about Summer Wells case and how the parents, Don Wells and Candace Wells, speaking not just to the media, but to true crime creators and all the folks who are interviewing these guys, how it's affecting the case, and if it is affecting the case, if that. Guys, I want to just say a special thank you to the moderators, the Patreon supporters, the channel members, and everyone who subscribes to this community. Let me know by putting a 1 in the chat if you could see and hear the audio and the video is good. We are out at the pond. I'm out at my local pond bringing you a Labor Day edition of Crime Time with DutyRon. Just a little bit of change of scenery, and I wanted to just bring it live to you guys from a little bit of a relaxed, about 78 degrees Fahrenheit here in New York. Hope you guys are enjoying. Hope the signal is good and is holding up. I'm going to go sit on the bench. I have a friend with me, a special guest. I won't mention her yet, but she has taken the time out to come out with DutyRon, not as an assistant, but as a friend. You guys know and love her well. She's always in all of the chats. And her name is Diane B. She's here hanging out with us today at the park. So, again, I appreciate you guys coming on in. You know, again, here we are talking about Summer Wells and the case. Don is going live with a bunch of people on a regular basis talking about his past criminal history and past history of what he's doing. And I don't hear him speaking a lot about where his daughter is or what's going on with her. I hear him speaking about defending himself. And it's concerning to me because as a parent and as a father, if my daughter, my 5-year-old daughter, was missing over 75 days, I would only be speaking about that and only that. So it just confuses me that he's taken to the airwaves, talking about just a whole bunch of garbage. Good to see you, Lieutenant Pete Pranzel. Hello, Gary, Boxing MMA. Guys, if we could get some prayer emojis in the chat for our good friend Joe Murray. Twyla is on the mend. They are suffering from COVID-19. And add on to the list, Joey Brooklyn. He has contracted COVID-19. He got the word just recently. He had some sweats, some headaches, a little bit of a fever, and he went and took the test, and he has COVID-19. So the director of security, Joey Brooklyn, is down and out with COVID, and we want to send prayers to him and his family for a full recovery. Joey Brooklyn is loved by all. He is the director of security here. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Sydney. We're going to do a quick roll call fast. Just want everyone to please put some hearts and some prayer emojis in the chat for Joey Brooklyn. Factual Breakdown, great to see you. Thank you, Lisa D. Rita, always a pleasure. Orchard Star. Great to see you. Just Doing Me. Thank you. Yes, we need you, Joey. Get well. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Hello to DutyRon and Mrs. DutyRon. Lisa D, great to see you. Thank you for joining. Again, prayers to Joe Murray, Joey Brooklyn, Twyla for a full recovery. We're going to walk and talk, guys. We're going to just, this is just all about walking and talking. So we're going to get a little bit of walk going on here. We're going to walk through the park. This is a walk through the park for you guys. Hey, Royal Blue. Hey, guys, so let me know where you're watching, city, state, or country. Let me know where you're watching so I can give you a quick shout out. Again, we are here in Long Island, New York. So let me know where you're watching from, guys. City, state, or country. Hello from LaGrange, Texas. Good to see you from Maine. Hi, England. Great to see you in Massachusetts, Michigan. Joe O'Sullivan from London, UK. Kat, welcome, Nicole. Thank you for joining. Hello from England. Great to see you, Erin from Wisconsin. Down Under Crime in Australia. Put another prawn on the Barbie. Hello, Sarasota, Florida. Great to see you. Thank you, guys. Thanks. I hope the signal's holding up and you guys are enjoying a little bit of a different backdrop for some Crime Time with DutyRon. So we're going to talk about a couple of different things as we walk and talk. But I want to give you a view of some of the beautiful scenery that we have going on here. Again, I have Diane B. I know she's a little camera shy, so I'm not going to show her. I'm not going to show her on camera because I don't want her to start beating me up. So Diane B., my good friend, my neighbor for 26 years, has decided to join me for a little bit of a Crime Time walk. So Timmy Beers, good to see you. How is the bird doing? I hope the bird is doing well. It is beautiful here, Sheila, Casa. It's gorgeous. It is gorgeous here. Hello from Sayreville, Tennessee. Good to see you, Fran. Thank you for the beautiful. Hello from England. Melissa Bell, hello to Diane. Everybody's saying hello to you. Diane, do I have permission to show you quickly? Okay, she said 2 seconds. So here it is, guys. Diane B, chilling out. Say hi to everybody.
Hello.
Hello all, says Diane B. So there we go. Unlike my wife, she gave me permission and I was able to do it. Galaxy and Stars, thank you for being in here and supporting. Mimi J2, one of my great moderators and friends, thank you for joining. All right, let's get back into it a little bit. Hey, Babe Lee, good to see you. D Wonders saying hello to Diane. All right, we're going to walk and talk. Hope the signal holds up. We're going to continue to walk. So by a show of hands here in the chat, I just want to see who's on board with the conversation. Who thinks it's helpful for Don Wells to talk not only just to the media like he has done in the past, but for Don to talk to different folks? Do we think it's helpful or do we think it's hurtful? Can I get a shout out for my 50th birthday? Oh, you bet you can. Betsy Leak says, can I get a shout out for my 50th today from Central Illinois? Happy birthday to you. Wishing you many, many more. Let me scroll back and find it. Many more happy and healthy ones. Betsy Leak, sending you hugs and positive vibes. So getting back to that, let me know what you think in the chat. Angel says it's hurtful. He's muddying the waters on purpose. You know, one could think and say that Don Wells is muddying the waters to try to get the attention taken off of him. Ahuda Ali says he needs to talk to an attorney, DutyRon. Well, Joe Murray has said on many different occasions he never likes his clients to talk. The only time he wants his clients to talk is to him. So it is unfortunate that Don is talking, but it is what it is. You know, some can arguably say, Joy Catcher, great to see you. Thank you. Some can arguably say that by Don Wells talking, it may be helpful to the case. It may help investigators to have him trip himself up. One could argue that he could trip himself up with his conversation, but at the same time, where does it go? Where do you take it? How far do you let it go? And does it help, in fact, help to find Summer Wells, to find his daughter? Does it help? Is he intentionally stirring or steering people in the wrong direction? You know, this is something that is open for debate. And the beautiful part about Crime Time with DutyRon is that I leave my comment section wide open. Now, some folks decide to maybe keep the comments off because they get nasty. It's a job to police the comments after the live stream. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It is a job. I put a couple of folks that I trust, a couple of my moderators, I put on it. I do it myself a lot. And what I do is I say, hey, if you have something to say about this case or any other case, and it's said in a respectful way without targeting any individuals or any people that are in the comment section or the creator or the guests, I allow it to go. Because I feel that Having a conversation after a live stream ends is an important part of the engagement in true crime conversation. So for me, I feel that it's important to let it go, but it does take a lot of policing. It takes a lot of looking at. You can't just let the comments slide. If there's something said that's nasty, it's got to be taken out. And that's what I do. I try to protect the folks who subscribe and feel safe here having conversations in the Crime Time with DutyRon community. So we all have our different thoughts and feelings on it, and it's okay to disagree. It's okay to agree to disagree, but it's not okay to be disrespectful, to be disparaging, to call people names, to point the finger at someone just because they have a feeling. Listen, I said from day one, for those of you who are following me close, I said from day one, from the very first video I created on this case, that the whole thing stinks to high heavens. And I got a bad vibe and a bad feeling from the conversation with Don by himself with the media, and then the second conversation with Don and Candace, that they were both equally disturbing. And it was just, for me, my detective skills, my detective sense, I just said, you know, something's not right here. And I stand true to that. I stay true to that to this day. But again, it's not my job to go out and arrest the perpetrator or perpetrators of the crime that I speak about. Okay, whether this is a crime or not, I feel very, very strongly that something has happened in a criminal fashion to poor little baby Summer Wells. And it's up to the active law enforcement to put those pieces together of the puzzle and to close the case. It's not my job to close it. It's their job. You know, so at the end of the day, that's what it's about. But we can always have a conversation. We could talk about these cases. We could talk about it constructively and as adults. And look at the beautiful sun right there. Wow, that sun is blaring through, folks. It's a beautiful day. And we are going to get to the World Trade Center Memorial here with my cousin, Ralph, and his name, and we're going to show that. But it's always great to have a conversation, because some folks that have ideas may have really good ideas that can help. And it's always great to get everybody's perspective. Heidi, good to see you, Heidi Zip. 100%. Everybody here is looking for closure and justice. We want to bring Summer home. By a show of hands, who's on board with this conversation? You don't have to be. I just want to see where we're at in the chat. I want to see where we're at with the feeling here. It's great to have conversation and to bounce ideas off of each other. That's what this is about. We want to bounce ideas off each other. You know, look at the ducks. The ducks are here. This is a part of nature. These are the things that we should all be able to enjoy. And you know, in a perfect world, we'd have nobody go missing. We'd have little, you know, everybody would be home where they belong and not have any little children going missing. But we don't live in a perfect world. And anybody that thinks we do, you're sadly mistaken. Evil and crime knows no boundaries. Crime knows no boundaries. It doesn't matter what part of America you're living in, what part of the world you're living in. You could be living in the safest community. Crime knows no boundaries. So if you need to talk to me, you want to talk to me after the live stream is over, go over to DutyRon.com, and I'll put that out right now for you. Go on over to DutyRon.com, where you can send a message. There it is. You can just copy and paste that. Put that in your Google browser, DutyRon.com. Make sure you subscribe to DutyRon here on YouTube. And if you want to support some great organizations like the Oklahoma Search and Rescue Council, that is our good friend Brian Miller. He runs the Oklahoma Search and Rescue Council with the canines. Go over there and donate. And here is his website for the Oklahoma Search and Rescue. And here is a way to donate to Midwest EquiSearch. That's Dave Rader and his crew. So if you want, copy and paste that. Put it up in your browser and check it on out. Here his website, midwestequisearch.org, Dave Rader and Company. And let's get back to the comments. All right, I'm back looking at the comments. Babe Lee, thank you for the hearts. Hello to, who else is here? Let's see. I don't want to lose the chat. Message D. I'd love a heart for Summer to be found. I'd love for Summer to be found. I hope and pray. Let me put that up. I hope and pray she's found alive. God bless America. Thank you for that. Thank you. Thank you. M. Ray, say that again. Gary, Soul for Music. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. Let me just scroll back quickly and look at some of the comments. Factual Breakdown is here. Bonjour from Waterloo, Quebec. Good to see you. Hi, Soldier Girl. Good to see you, Myrna. Great to see you. Always a pleasure. M. Ray says, I agree, DutyRon. Thank you for caring about Summer, and prayers for everyone who loves Summer, and for the police who will find her. They need our prayers. Thank you for that message. Greatly appreciated. Let me just catch up with the chat. All right, guys. So Twyla is on the mend. I'm coming up to the World Trade Center Memorial here. This is the memorial for my cousin Ralph and some of the other residents who lost their lives on September 11th. So I'm just going to go over here and show you the backdrop for the World Trade Center Memorial. I'm going to just get on over there. Hello from South Africa. Great to see you. Hello from Colorado, Johnny Ramirez, faithful one. So here it is, just to give you a view. It's the World Trade Center Memorial. And I'm going to go right in. This is a piece of metal that was removed from the World Trade Center on September 11th. I'm not sure how great that is coming across. Thank you to all the 1,400 who are here in the chat. Down Under Crime, thank you for sending in that $5 super chat. Thank you to Huda Ali. Excellent work, DutyRon. Thank you for seeking justice for our missing children, especially Sincere and Classic. Chief Lawson said that a thumbs up. They're all suspects. That is true. Kaz Marika sends in the $5 super chat. At DutyRon, can you please tell me what do you think about the phone call from Kansas to Mary? From a view of an ordinary person, not a law enforcement. I didn't hear the call. I didn't listen to it. I try to stay focused on what's important. And I feel what's important is finding Summer Wells. So I didn't watch that. I didn't listen to that. All right, so this is a piece of steel from the residents of West Hempstead. It's dedicated from the World Trade Center Memorial. And here it is right up here. And my cousin Ralph right here. This is all the names of the missing. And there's my cousin right there, Ralph Licciardi. These are all folks who lost their lives on September 11th here in this community. And then there's more on this side. So thank you for letting me show that. It's coming up on the 20th year. What we're going to do, Joan Kelly, that was a great idea. Just a small moment of silence as we show this memorial here from the sidelines. So guys, if you could put some hearts and prayer emojis in the chat and a moment of silence for all of our lost, not just the police and firemen, everyone from the hospital workers to the steel workers to the iron workers and the cleanup crew. Just a moment of silence quickly. Amen, folks. So I'm going to walk along It's just a beautiful park and a beautiful backdrop here. So thank you to everyone for hanging in there. So thank you to the moderators and everyone for joining. I'm not going to wrap it up just yet, but I want to also continue this conversation about how we all feel about the conversations, not the actual content of the conversations, but how we feel about the parents of Summer Wells, Don and Candace, especially Don. He is really being vocal a lot on YouTube. You know, I get the messages from my subscribers and friends that he's been on a regular basis. I don't have the time to sit and listen to it all because I know that it's wasted time for me. What I like to listen to is if the parents come up with any kind of credible information. I don't like to listen to arguments and garbage because that does not lead us any closer to finding Summer Wells. So for me, it's important to search and to find, and it also is important to support great organizations like EquiSearch Midwest, Dave Rader and Twyla and their entire team, going right to Gene Robinson, the drone operators, Chris Miller, Tim Miller, all of the folks who do the dogs, who do the searching in a professional way. And their only message is, and their only thing that they want to do is bring the missing home. Lost is not alone. So EquiSearch Midwest, I just fell in love with that organization because of everything that they do. It's not about solving a crime. It's about bringing home and getting closure for the families. And they don't care who it is or what the person's age is, what the situation is. If they take on a case, they go full tilt. They do the best that they can. And I've spent night and day on the phone with Dave Rader and Twyla. Those two can tell you, I've spent countless hours on the phone talking about, ways and possible things to do, possible places to search. And, it's just, again, if you listen to some of the things that Don speaks about, it's just absolutely hogwash. And I love to use that word, hogwash, because it means nothing. It means nothing to talk about him defending his terrible actions from 40 years or 20 or 30 years. To me, is just so irrelevant when it comes to finding his daughter. Now, you could always take his past actions and apply it to him, but we already know, and I knew from day one, that he was less than honest, less than hey, listen, when you live your life wrong, and you're, getting in trouble with the law on a regular basis over a course of 30, 40 years, then that gives you a message. That gives you a message, These folks, they don't just step out of a life of crime. It's something that has to happen through intense therapy, intense good leadership, somebody being around them to continually reel them in. And I don't see Don as having somebody around him to say, hey, this is not a good idea to do this. He just seems to just do what he wants to do. And that holds true for a lot of people who are involved in criminal activity and involved in activity that's less than ideal. Now, I also said on a live stream about the boys, the children left home after Summer was reported missing. I was very concerned about those children. And I also said that in the Orrin and Orson West case. I said, law enforcement has a responsibility. And the responsibility is to assess the situation. And it took them a long time to assess that situation and remove those kids. And there's been conversation and talk, though they were going to be removed anyways, that CPS was involved in it. We don't know. It's all conversation. We don't have the access to the CPS case file. But I thank God that they did remove those kids. And even their own father said numerous times they're in a better place. They're safer where they are. So what does that show you? What does that show you? It shows you that he didn't have confidence in himself or his wife. I mean, you'd never catch me saying that My kids are better off away from me than in my custody because I take care of my family. Most of us here take care of our families. So yeah, these are Canadian geese, Gail. These are Canadian geese. And I'll show you this. Some of them just standing around here. So again, I called it out and I got a lot of flack early on. I made some statements. I made some statements of how I felt, my gut feeling. As we say in the law enforcement field, you go with your gut instincts and your gut feelings 99.9% of the times are correct. And my gut feeling in the beginning was that something didn't smell right. The whole thing stunk to high heavens. Go ahead, jump, go in the water. Wow, he's letting me get right up on him. This guy's letting me get so close. All right, a little shake of the tail and he's off. How many here in the chat enjoy a little different change of pace to have a conversation like this out at the duck pond? How many people, by a show of hands, you just put a hand up or a hand down? How many people like a little change of pace to talk about these cases? Let me know. I love the user feedback. Nice. KT, Jesse SX. Kim Holmes, you're asking a question that nobody has a definitive answer to, but it's a good question, and I'll put it up on the screen. Kim Holmes. Many people ask this question. I can't find it. Where did it go? Yeah, I tried. So Kim Holmes asked, how many people are suspects? Is it just Don and Candace? As Ronnie Lawson said, and he's not just making that up. He's not just saying that to say it, but everyone's a suspect. Everybody, not just Candace and Don, the grandma, their friends, the friends of friends, the folks at the church get looked at. It's a process of elimination, and an investigation takes time. Look at Suzanne Morphew. I always bring that up because it took over 300 days for them to make an arrest of Barry Morphew. And everybody mother effed the Sheriff Speasy, John Speasy, over at Chaffee County. He got mother effed up and down. And everybody said they're not doing anything good. They're not helping. He's not going to solve the case. And sure enough, Linda Stanley has brought murder first-degree charges against Barry Morphew. Most of us would have said that would have never happened. And then now, even with this case going forward, there's folks that are saying, "Oh, they're not even going to charge him. They're not even going to go." Let's let the wheels of justice turn, and let's see what happens. Let's not be negative. Let's not be negative about it. So again, at the end of it all, we got to trust the process. We got to give law enforcement time to do what they got to do, and let them do their job without interfering. There's so many people that are calling into the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department, and they're bogging them down with a lot of stuff that is not helping the case. And they had to make pleas through the media. By a show of hands, how many of us here heard the pleas from the media and Ronnie Lawson to please only call in tips that are valid and valuable to the case? They don't want to hear, and I'm not putting down psychics, I'm not putting down the folks who have these abilities, but law enforcement, generally speaking, and police off the cuff, Sergeant Bill Cannon spoke about it, they don't go on that stuff. They don't go on, hey, I had a vision, or I had a dream, or I have a feeling. It's just not how law enforcement operates. So we need to be aware of that, and we need to respect it. We need to say, all right, well, then I'm going to have to stop calling in these tips of that I had a dream and that I've had a vision. If they acted on every one of those things, there would be nothing going on. Okay, some folks will argue that, well, some psychics have helped close cases, and I don't doubt that they haven't. I don't doubt that they have. And I don't doubt that they've helped out in the past, but that's just how it goes. So let me put that one up on the screen. It says Sarah Claire. DutyRon, can the private investigator get charged for advice about phone calls from Kansas? I mean, bringing charges, thank you for that question, Sarah. Bringing charges against somebody is not as easy as what everyone thinks. Needs to be a lot of things put in place, and you don't, as a police officer, as a law enforcement professional, you don't just go around charging people. You need to have, substantial evidence to substantiate charges brought forth. It just doesn't happen like that. So anyways, I appreciate everyone's comments, questions, and concerns, because we're all deeply concerned about Summer Wells and many of the other cases, Orrin and Orson West. There's so many cases. We could sit here and talk for 8 hours and still not get it all in of all the cases that are out there. So Hempland, Texas sends in a $5 super chat and says, I do believe Don Wells and Candace Wells and Grandma know where she is. I think the conversation that they have now becomes a circus and distracting from finding Summer. I agree with that. I agree with that statement. Thank you for sending that in. Princess Michelle, always great to see you. Thank you so much for being in here. Again, this is a live stream to have a conversation. This is not a live stream to talk about drama and conversations that Don Wells is having. I don't think it is productive. I won't ever engage in it. I will give you my thoughts on it, because a lot of people ask me, DutyRon, what do you think about this? I get lots of messages like, hey, did you hear this conversation? Did you hear that? And my answer always is that I can't get those moments back. It's wasted time. So I don't spend it listening to it, because I know that it can't be used to bring Summer home. No, police hunches are what police go on. A lot of times I've closed many cases on hunches, but police are police. Psychics are psychics. There's no need to get upset about that. Rihanna, I mean, I have respect. I'm going to put your message up on the screen. But law enforcement professionals and police officers and detectives and the folks who are charged with bringing charges against people, that's their jobs. Okay, a psychic's job is not to go and close a criminal investigation. A civilian is not charged with closing a criminal investigation, and the sooner that we understand that, the better off we will all be. Because albeit that some of your information could be shared with law enforcement, but it's not your job as a psychic to close a case. So and that's the fact. And the only people that are charged with closing and bringing the wheels of justice and bringing the charges forward are the active law enforcement on a state, local, and federal level. And that's it. The sooner we understand that, the better off we'll all be. And don't kill the messenger. I'm just the messenger here, and I'm just giving it to you straightforward. You might not like what I have to say, but what I'm saying is the truth. So, it is what it is, folks. And again, I'm not here to sugarcoat anything, and I'm not here to give you and blow smoke up your ass. If that's what you're looking for, you can go to somewhere else. But I'm definitely not here to blow smoke up your ass. So, yeah, hashtag facts. I'm going to put that up there, Princess Michelle. Yeah, I've mentioned it on a few different times to Maya and some of the people that are close to Maya Miliete. They need to contact EquiSearch. We can't contact them, and we need the approval of law enforcement first and foremost, and then the family. So we don't reach out to folks. The folks have to reach out to EquiSearch and to us. So Angel says Don blows enough smoke for everybody. I agree. Aries girl, great to see you. Yeah, I mean, again, I love to listen to it, but it just doesn't work with law enforcement. So, but I appreciate the comment. Thank you, Huda. Thank you. Hello, Pippadot. Good to see you. Texas Equisearch. God bless. Tim Miller is going to be joining us soon. So look out for a live stream with Tim Miller from Texas Equisearch. I'm going to have him back. Dakota Ray says, I'm praying summer is found. I pray every day. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, guys, if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you'll get all things DutyRon when I go live or upload another video. And I am going to put a short banner here for a way to subscribe. Check out DutyRon.com. And if you guys don't mind, please subscribe to me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. It's all the same right there. And if you can, subscribe to my good friend Joey Brooklyn. He is also on YouTube. And here is Gene Robinson. He is the drone pilot from Texas. He was on our show, and it is rpsearchservices.org. Go over and check that out. He's doing God's work, and I thank him for it. All right, let me turn the camera around because I know everyone's dying to see if I'm really here. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the best that I can to turn that around. Hold on. Settings, camera. How do I do this? By a show of hands, who in the chat thinks I can turn this camera around? Who's got confidence in DutyRon?
My help.
Who's got confidence in DutyRon that I could turn this camera around? Okay, let's see if I can make you guys. Boom! Look at me now, Mom. No hands. I did it. And look who's right here, my sidekick. It's Diane B. She's holding the water girl. Diane B. holding the water for DutyRon. All right, so I got my NYPD hat on, got my wireless mic, and here is the backdrop of what we got going on here. Wow, that sun is strong. Woohoo! All right. So, again, a little bit of Labor Day conversation. I wanted to have this with you. I wanted to say hello to you guys. I thought it was important to talk about this because everybody was sending me messages on what I thought about whether it was helpful for Don speaking to a lot of people, whether it was helpful or hurtful. And I hope that this video kind of sets the record straight on how I feel about it. You know, it doesn't mean that this is my opinion of it. You know, you guys are entitled to having your opinions. You can agree to disagree with me. Again, like I said, leave me a comment down below in the comment section. I always love to hear what your thoughts are after the live is over. But yeah, this is a look at what we got going on here. It's a really nice place, and I really love it because it is so peaceful here. And literally, folks, literally, this is right down the block from where I live. It's literally down the block, and it's a freaking awesome, awesome place. So that's what we got going on here. Thank you to the folks who become channel members, because remember, your support. Brenda, thank you for becoming a new member. And I want to just say thank you to Kaz Marika for the $5. I should watch and listen to you from beginning, because now, after all of this, I heard from the rest of YouTube, I feel my brain was abused in so many ways. Wow, what a super chat that one was. Let me go back and see if I can put that on the screen. Woohoo! Holy cow. That was, yeah, that was more than a mouthful. That's for sure. Anyways, listen, again, we can't make everybody happy with what we say, because my opinion and your opinion may vary. But again, Grandma was not under arrest and never has been and wasn't under arrest. So you can't just hold somebody, as we know. You can't just hold somebody and tell Grandma, here, Kim Holmes says, why did they let Grandma leave and not Hunter? Again, we don't have access to the case file. So that statement, there could be very valid, there probably is a very bad, I was just reading that statement, bad boys, bad boys. There could be a very valid reason why they let Grandma go and didn't let Hunter go. But then again, he's a 15-year-old, she's an adult. So again, you could sit here all day and night making speculation and you know, your thoughts. What are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on that? Without access to the case file, the thoughts are just exactly it. Thoughts and maybe guesswork. So I like to bring to you educational live streams from a police perspective. That's why I've had search drone pilots, EquiSearch. I've had canine specialists. I've had a medical examiner come on. I had Barbara Butcher come on, and a medical examiner. I had DNA specialist. I had computer crimes. I had Tim Miller. I also had Mark Class from the Class Kids Foundation come on. I hope you guys enjoy the educational live streams that I bring you, because I don't go down the rabbit holes of drama and nonsense. I'm not interviewing suspects or subjects or witnesses. I'm not going to get involved in that. And people that do that, more power to them. God bless them. Have at it. Have a good time with that. But my job as a retired law enforcement professional is I'm a civilian. I'm just going to give you the knowledge that I know about, and I'm not going to, get involved with any of that law enforcement side of it. I am definitely going to give you the best that I can when it comes to searches. And hey, why do you think they did this? Why do you think they did that? And I'm going to give you why I think about, what they're doing from my experience. But again, teaming up with Texas Midwest EquiSearch was one of the best things that I've ever done. It's going to be a rewarding thing in my retired life to help find the missing. Lost is not alone. I mean, here, I wear this Lost is not alone wristband. It's on my wrist at all times. I never take it off. And Diane tried to rip it off my arm on the way here. She was attacking me, trying to get my wristband off my arm.
She won't give it to me.
So she says I won't give it to her, and rightfully so. I'm not giving it to her. So again, I will never. M. Ray says, when are you? Oh, wait, hold on. I'm gonna look. I love this comment. M. Ray says, when are you gonna be there? What do you think they're doing, DutyRon? When will you be there? M. Ray, I'm going to tell you, I will be there, but I will never tell anyone when I'm going to be there and what is going on. That's something that I won't do, because to me, it's not about the YouTube situation. This is about Summer Wells. If I went on and told you guys when or where we're going to be and what's going to go on, it's not good. It's not helping. I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to tell you that EquiSearch is on the case. And things are happening behind the scenes every day. I spoke with Dave Rader today. Happy birthday, DutyRon. It is not my birthday, but thank you, Laura. My birthday is in April. Yeah, when I'm down there, nobody's going to know about it. And when we're doing stuff, nobody's going to know about it. Maybe after the fact, if it's plausible to talk about it, we will. If not, we won't. Sheila, thank you for the $10 super chat. She says, bless you and what you do. Thank you, Sheila. You are a good friend. I appreciate that. So anyways, all right, guys, I'm going to wish you guys a lot of love and respect from my house to yours. I got Diane B right here. Here she is. She's watching the chat while smoking a cigarette. She's got to quit. That's a terrible habit she's got. We got to get Diane to stop smoking. So again, much love and respect from my house to yours. This is a beautiful MD. Thank you for subscribing. You too, Princess Michelle. So again, a lot of laughs in the chat. This is Labor Day weekend. I almost said Memorial Day weekend. This is Labor Day weekend. I hope everyone is enjoying it here in the States. Hope you guys have a great barbecue or hang out with your friends or your family or whatever you got going on. But as I always love to end these live streams, I like to say, God bless the world. God bless the United States of America. And God bless each and every one of us here in the chat. And all victims of crime across the globe and their families, because they're the ones that are left behind to go through life and suffer. I know that because my cousin, Ralph, was murdered in the World Trade Center 20 years ago, come this Saturday. And his mom, and God rest his father's soul, my aunt and uncle, and his brothers and sisters, and his wife and his kids, they've had 20 years of hell. So I say a prayer for all crime victims and their families. And that's why I say it every time I end my lives. because my family is a victim of horrible murder at the hands of terrorists on September 11th, 2001. So again, from my house to yours, God bless, and I will see you on the next live. Thank you all for subscribing and for supporting this great community. And the replay viewers, you guys are fantastic. I appreciate you. Thank you. Peace and love from New York.